to you, Mary Scott, across the studio, but lots of nice weather to look forward to. And I think I saw a bike over there, so
yes,
it might be some nice weather for riding a bike today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rebecca. Well, with the spring weather and summer temperatures here for the next week, some of you may be playing outside. And if some of your kids are riding a bike, there are precautions you need to take. Each year, more than 500,000 people go to the emergency room for bike-related injuries. It also costs an estimated $4 billion a year in medical expenses and time off of work. Now, most of those are due to safety. A lot of parents and kids are overlooking, and that's why we have brought in Priority Ambulance Director of Operations Dennis Rowe and his little one Sam. Sam, how old are you?
8.
You're 8 years old, and so you ride your bike a lot, don't you? And so, Dennis, tell us, you guys see a lot of this time of year, especially with summer coming around.
Unfortunately, of course, the kids are great because they want to be out of school and they get all excited. And the problem is when they ride sometimes on paths that are near roads, they divert into the road or near cars and get injured, or they hit objects because they're not paying attention because they're so excited to be out of school.
Right, I know. That's that time of year. And every kid needs to ride a bike. It's good for their exercise. It's great. But we want to make sure that they're safe. So first off, you say that we need to be checking out this equipment. We need to really inspect the bike, correct?
Correct. You want to make sure that the chain guard's on, make sure that the clothing is not loose and flip-flops to where you can catch into the chain. You want to make sure the equipment's working properly, the brakes. Make sure that it's all tuned up, the tires are properly inflated. Make sure all the parts work, if you will.
Right, because that could definitely cause some issues. Okay, and then Sam, you brought a super cool helmet. Everybody knows they need to wear a helmet, but if you aren't wearing it the right way, then it doesn't do any good. So can you show us how you put your helmet on? Here, I'll hold the bike. I'll lay the bike down. All right, so tell us how to do this, Dennis.
Putting the helmet on, you want to make sure it's a certified helmet that's been inspected by Snell or by one of the safety certification groups.
Okay.
Make sure it's not been damaged. You don't want to go to a flea market and buy one because it may have been broken or been impacted. So make sure it's intact. By having a cool helmet, kids tend to want to wear it versus
this
not.
This one's awesome. You got a mohawk, don't you, Sam?
And you want to make sure it's snug, not too tight to where the child can't wear it, obviously, but you don't want it moving around. The problem with a child is when the bike does crash, they whip, and you want to make sure that it protects the back of the head and its impact will stay on. Impact occurs. And
you know, from your perspective, working in the medical field, how big of a difference can this make?
About 80% of the injuries that occur, and particularly the significant injuries, are because the head is injured. We still can't fix the head. The best surgeons are. Once the brain is injured, you're impacted for the rest of your life. It can be anything as simple as learning disabilities, behavioral issues, or you can be disabled, unable to move an extremity because of severity. Right,
okay, and then you've got some other tips there on the screen that we can see right now. Everybody needs to know the rules of the road, of course.
You got to be just like a car or any other vehicle. You can't run stop signs. You got to use hand signals. You need to know the proper way to behave around other vehicles. And it's like cars, you got to be a defensive driver on a bicycle. You got to watch out for the other guy.
All right. Well, thank you so much for these great tips. Sam, great job. Love your helmets. Every kid needs one of those. All right. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Well,